Let's get through the goddamn people writing in here. All right. Flat Earth. This is a flat earther, everybody. He says, hey, Pasty, last time I wrote in about flat Earth, I tried to explain a motive for it, which was basic. Oh, because I was like, what is the motive for telling people that it's round when it's really flat? He said, I tried to explain a motive for it, which was basically along the lines of there was a lot of money to be made in the idea of space. You and your guest, I don't remember who he was, said that it would be impossible to get 100% of the governments on the same page with this big of a lie, which would make sense if more than 3 countries have been to space. Oh, Jesus Christ. America, Russia, and China are the only countries to go to space. So you'd only need the 3 of the most powerful governments to be in on the lie. So I think it's more probable than you and your friend made it out to be. Hey, buddy, you don't need to go to space to know the world is round. You just get in a fucking boat and you start sailing west and you keep going till you get back to your house again. Dude, get on that boat. Get on that fucking boat. Go to Antarctica. Go find the fucking ice wall. Take some fucking pictures and then I'll believe you. The best part of waking up is knowing the earth is round. Hollow Earth. Dear Billy Vem, as in Jewel. Oh, dear Billy Vern, as in Jewel Vern. I don't know what that means. If you think flat Earth is crazy, you should look into Hollow Earth. Apparently, there's a hole in the Arctic that leads to the center of the Earth. Apparently, Al Gore is one of the few people who has received permission to go to this Arctic gate. There are great artist illustrations to give if you give it a Google. Seems legit to me. Does that make the Earth hollow if there's a hole that goes to the center of it? Let me ask you this. If you take a fucking nail and you hammer it into the center of an apple and then you take the nail out, is the apple now hollow? That just means there's a fucking hole in the center of the Earth. I don't give a shit about that as long as I don't fall into it. What the fuck is all of this about? Who gives a shit if it's round, flat, or hollow? I don't give a fuck. Is it still spinning? Is the sun coming up tomorrow? Good. I got other shit to fucking worry about. Jesus Christ, you guys are like bird watchers with like dirt. It's just a fucking obscure hobby. Go fucking do it. By the way, I saw a fucking clip of a snake that got stuck in a spider web and a black widow was like, I think it was just sitting there. I don't know if it paralyzed it with its poison or what. It was fucking nuts. I can't believe it was real. How the fuck did a snake get all the way up into that thing? Maybe he just watched that Michael Jordan thing, Come Fly With Me, and he got all amped up and decided to fucking, I mean, you know what? That's a fucking Pixar movie right there. A snake that wants legs. So sick of just scurrying around the ground. One of his best friends is a centipede. There's a couple of songs in there and some message about fucking live and let live. I don't know. Have famous people do the voices. I don't know. You guys figure it out. All right. Chinese food. REC. What does that mean? Chinese food wreck. I don't know what that means. All right. Dear Mr. I hope this is somebody from China. Oh, Chinese food recommendations. Oh, my God. What a good shit. All right. So I was asking my Chinese listeners, if I have any, to give me the heads up, saying you don't have to tell me where your favorite place is to go. You don't have to ruin it by telling a white guy where it is. Just give me your second favorite place where you go. So here we go. Dear Mr. What's Going On? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, Belly Button. I am your fan from China. How wild is that? What's up, man? How you doing? Are you in bed right now? Well, you're listening. I'm thinking of you in bed as I'm writing this thing. Actually, no, they're like fucking 14 hours ahead of us. He's probably staring at the clock right now going, how the fuck am I going to get through another day of this goddamn job? All right. I am your fan from China. I enjoy listening to your podcast when I walk around the river in my city. River? I often laughed hard when I listened to it. Like when you did the impression of your daughter, Dada, you're the greatest in the world. As a mom of an 8-year-old, I can sense your inner happiness and smartness. Isn't that nice? And you still like me because I assumed you were a guy? Since you want to know which Chinese restaurant to go in LA for authentic Chinese food, I searched online and asked my relatives in LA. What a good shit. Thank you. So here comes my recommendations. I know you hate bad internet information, but we do trust the restaurant recommendation app I use, and also I ask my relatives. That's the big one in LA. All right. Now, am I going to share these with everybody else? Yes, of course I'm going to. All right. She has given me 2. All right. Number 1 is Din Tai Feng. DinTaifeng. And then she has the Chinese alphabet characters there to spell it out, which is also really cool. You know, it'd be fucking hilarious is if I had that tattoo on me, because that's like a big thing out here, right? There was a big thing in like the 90s into the 2000s of people who didn't speak Chinese getting Chinese lettering on them. And these guys were just fucking with them, writing like, egg roll and duck sauce or whatever. Anyway, it's more like imagine if I read that and I thought I had courage, strength, and honor in Chinese on my forearm, and it turns out I had Din Tai Feng, just the name of a restaurant. They used my forearm for advertising. They never paid me. That'd be fucking hilarious. It's more like a fusion of Chinese food. So you can find a huge variety of food there, like Cantonese food, Northern Chinese food, Southern Chinese food, etc. It's a chain store too. I don't know if I like that. People can find it in Singapore, Thailand, and other places. I have to say it's way better than Panda Express. The must-try one is juicy pork dumpling. All right. It's in Torrance, California on Hawthorne Boulevard. Good deal. All right. Number 2 is Sichuan Expression. Sichuan. I apologize to all Chinese people with this brutal pronunciation. I'm trying here. Expression. I think Sichuan food excels in all Chinese cuisines. It's like the Cajun food in Louisiana. It holds a reputation for its huge variety of seasonings used, as each dish requires different cooking methods. As the saying goes, one dish with one flavor, with 100 dishes comes 100 flavors. Sichuan food is well known for its hot and spicy flavor. I'm in, though it may sport sweet and sour flavors too. The most commonly used spices are the 5 fragrances, which consist of fennel, pepper, aniseed, cinnamon, and clove, chili, and Sichuan pepper. Obviously, I was born in Sichuan, but I have been to many different places in China, so I know lots of people over the country. Love the food if you can bear spicy food. All right. If you cannot have spicy food, you can try Kung Pao chicken. Isn't that just like a fucking regular? Are you fucking with me here? Twice cooked pork. And don't forget the snack. It's the fried rice. All right. I need to extend my gratitude to you because I know more about NFL and college football. Thank you for being the sports culture ambassador. Your podcast lights my day and is also a super great way for me to practice my listening. Look at that. She's learning in English listening to my dumbass. By the way, I realize that your listeners are man probably the other day, but I, as a woman, feel super happy that I enjoy myself when I listen to you ramble about daily life stuff and sports. I even wonder what heritage pork was once. Look forward to your Super Bowl podcast. Go fuck yourself. Best wishes, Ying. Hey, Ying, thank you for listening and thank you for the recommendations. I'm going to try that spicy one. I'm going to actually try both of them. God knows I got the time, man. Pandemic continues. All right, advice. Different relationship with woke sister. Oh, difficult relationship with woke sister. All right. Now, it's sister, S-I-S-T-E-R. So, I mean, I feel like that's a relative. If it was S-I-S-T-A, then that'll be a different thing, right? All right. Hey, Bill, I'm a recent big fan and lady listener. Look at this, 2 ladies in a row. My boyfriend introduced me to you. We watched Paper Tiger, and I had my political defenses up. He saw me making faces and just told me to wait and hear you out. I opened my mind and really heard what you were saying. It was hilarious. She brought my defenses down and taught me a lot. Now you're my favorite comedian. I listen to every podcast. Look at that. Look at that. I brought you into my world of ignorance. I have a difficult relationship with my sister because although she seems to be doing better, she's 20 years old and has already dealt with so much depression. Oh, that sucks. However, it just keeps getting harder to keep a relatively good relationship with her. Yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to have a relative that's depressed. To try to fucking pull him up off the mat every day is exhausting. You know, as much as you want to help him out, you know, there are times where you're just like, fuck. Anyway, however, it just keeps getting harder and harder to keep a relatively good relationship with her. I've always tried to help her as much as I can as a sister, but she sulks a lot and really feels sorry for herself. It affects our relationship because she insists on keeping us, parentheses, me and her other sister, at a distance to protect us, in quotes. She doesn't realize how much of a cop-out that is. We all have struggles. Well, it just seems like there's a difference between actually being depressed and just being a mopey asshole, I would think, with my lack of any sort of psychology degree. She thinks hers are worse than anyone's. She's also glued to her phone when we hang out and can't hold a conversation with me despite my many attempts. All right, is she depressed or is she self-involved? That's the question for me at this point. Anyways, it seems like she spends all of her time on social media, so it seems fitting with all this that she would fall victim to the white women hijacked woke movement. Would also be if she's on social media all the time. That's also, they say, it really is bad if you're a depressed person. Anyway, this is part of the reason I don't feel comfortable around her. I can't be myself. I feel like I have to walk on eggshells. Well, what is she going to do? Cancel you from the fucking Thanksgiving table? You got to go the other way. I would just start acting extra ignorant, which I think is the solution to all of this. All of these overly sensitive fucking people, you just act like more of an asshole. And it truly is. That is the balance of nature. If you're going to get overly sensitive, I'm going to be overly annoying. If you're going to fucking be a good shit, I'll meet you in the middle. All right. I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around her. She'll jump on me for saying something wrong. On Christmas, I was showing my parents comedians in cars getting coffee. My mom wanted to watch the Dave Chappelle episode, and my sister blew up at us about how we made some violently transphobic comments and went to her room. She came out remembering that it was Christmas and we had to get through dinner. I haven't talked to her since, but she's being fake nice at dinner, and I couldn't stand it. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to let people just go through their shit and let her walk out. And then what you do is you watch the comedians in car with Dave Chappelle and you just laugh extra loud. You laugh like fucking De Niro in Cape Fear when he was at the movies. Since my problem with her is twofold, I don't know how to approach it. I'm tired of trying to meet her halfway. She calls me and acts like she wants to hang out, but when she does, she doesn't do anything. It's like she's not even there. How do I explain to her how I feel without her getting defensive? Should I even try to talk to her at all? Where should I start? Anything helps. Thank you for reading. I appreciate your perspective. Yeah, you are completely being held hostage by her emotions. All right? This person doesn't sound depressed to me. They just sound like a fucking asshole. This is what I would try. But, if she really is depressed, I don't want you to say something fucked up to her, and God forbid she does something crazy. So what I would do is I just would stop fucking reaching out to her as much. And when you hang around with her, if she wants to be a mopey asshole, that is not your fucking problem. When you were a kid and you laid in bed and you were like, what is my dream in life? Is my dream in life to cheer up mopey assholes? Try to figure out why they're mopey, even though I was in a good fucking mood? Fuck her. If you want to watch comedians in cars with Dave Chappelle, you watch that shit. She doesn't want it. She wants to go to her room. Fine, let her go to her room. And when she comes out screaming and yelling, be like, look, I want to watch this. I didn't tell you not to go to your room. I didn't try to make you stay here. Yeah. I don't know. She's only 20. Maybe she'll grow out of it. Hopefully you guys will laugh about it someday. But I think it's really not about her at this point. I think you need to sort of reclaim your own happiness. And when you're around people, even if they're relatives and they don't make you happy, then, you need to fucking protect yourself. All right? You should go hang out with somebody fun. Have a good time. Oh, my God. I would break her balls. Be like, little sister, you know what I love about you? You remind me why I love my friends so much. Because they're not you. No, you can't be that mean. That's what I would do. I think you've sort of lost yourself in this. And I think it's, from what you've told me, she's being a little controlling. And if she wants to hang out and she's going to sit and look at her phone, then she's being a douche. I would just look over, you can look at your phone at home. What the fuck did you come over here for, drinking my goddamn booze? But know that I'm a douche. So there is that. And I have no degree in anything, so good luck to you. All right? I got to be honest with you. I read that whole thing, and I felt bad for you. I didn't feel bad for her at all. Fucking idiot storming down the goddamn hall. All right, 1966, The Trap. All right, my name's Sid, spelled C-Y-D. I am a woman, 3 in a row, and a computer programmer. Love your podcast. I, too, turn to it to get me through these uncertain times. Like a junkie. Well, thank you for listening. She says, my movie recommendation is the 1966 movie The Trap with Oliver Reed. Hard to find, though. I bet I could find it online. It's got to be somewhere. And also, you like them animal prey shows. You got to see the show I Was Prey, specifically season 2, episode 3, about the hippo and the tour guide. Oh, my God. This is people who almost got eaten. The whole I Was Prey series about people being turned into prey by wild animals. Better than a horror movie. Okay, that's all for now. I can't say it. I was raised not to curse, so I can only vocalize alone to my computer screen. GFY. I respect that. Nice, classy person. The Trap. I will definitely check that out. Well, thank you guys for writing in. Loved hearing from the ladies. All right. Iraq/Mando scene. All right. Hi, Bill. First, I'd like to say that I'm glad I finally decided to check out your podcast a couple months ago. Oh, thank you for doing that. It's been my go-to podcast ever since and has gotten me through lots of long nights at work. I'll try to keep this next part short, as I'm sure you're sick of hearing this already. But your performance in season 2 of The Mandalorian was nothing short of amazing. I'll never get sick of that. As a comedian, to have anybody compliment my acting, it's fucking amazing. I really felt the pain of Mayfeld during the table scene because I served as infantry in the Iraq War during 2006, and needless to say, those were some interesting times. Jesus Christ. I can't imagine going out on patrol, and every time you take a step, you're thinking, am I going to lose my leg? Right before we deployed to Iraq, my platoon got a new platoon leader, LT, whatever that means. And this guy was a piece of work. He was all about God and country to the point that if George W. asked him to beat his pregnant wife to death, the only question from him would be if he could use his bare hands or use a crowbar. Jesus Christ. During the deployment, our fearless leader decided to disobey an order to stay off a road that was deemed too dangerous to travel on. Needless to say, this action resulted in the meaningless death of one of my friends during an IED explosion. Of course, the piece of cockslime LT survived. Well, did he get court-martialed? Or did you guys not say anything? Ever since that day, and even up until now, I dream of just being able to waste that piece of shit. And I could just read that feeling in Mayfeld's face during the table scene. Wow, dude. I mean, if I knew this story, I would have channeled that. I was just thinking how much I hated going to summer school. That was my motivation. Kidding. Sorry. I have to do something like this up. This is fucking heavy email here. My hat's off to you for nailing that scene, and believe me when I say that you deserve more than an Emmy for that performance. Wow. I wish you and the family, I swear to God, people, I didn't write this. I wish you and all the family the best. I wish you and the family all the best, and I look forward to your future podcasts and to hopefully see more of your performances in The Mandalorian in the future. Well, thank you so much. Very happy that you got back safe from being over there in Iraq. And, yeah, man, I can't imagine all of that. I just can't fucking imagine just going out, going, okay, I'm on patrol. Here we go. Every single fucking day. What that would do to you. Unbelievable. Why the fuck would he go down that road? He was on some John Wayne shit, not realizing it wasn't a movie. I have so many questions about that if you want to write back. What the fuck did this jerk off say after he got a guy killed? What a fucking... there has been guys like that. I remember said Douglas MacArthur was saying that. They used to call him old blood and guts. And they were like, his guts are blood, right? Wasn't that in a movie or something like that? That was allegedly taken from actual soldiers' accounts. Anyways, I don't know. Fuck. All right. Let's try to get back to some little lighter here. But I don't mind if the reads are heavy here. It doesn't bother me. All right. I just got to figure out how I can fucking flip the pancake back to old dumb Freckles here. All right. Basquiat / Basquiat, is that how you say it? Basquiat. Yeah. I've learned that with my French studies. You don't pronounce a T unless there's an E after it. Art world. I'm learning so much French, and whenever, when I'm on the spot, say something in French, I'm like, I don't know what to say. But I can understand it a lot better. All right. Hi, Bill. Oh, by the way, somebody recommended me to see this Dutch movie called Another Round. Check it out. Another Round. I highly recommend it. And it's actually a really cool movie that is a guy you can enjoy. And if you watch it with your girlfriend and your wife, they can enjoy it too. It's just a really, really good movie. Something in it for everybody. What if you're trans? Can I enjoy? Everybody can enjoy it. What if you're a Furby or whatever those fucking people are? Oh, by the way, did you guys see that fucking dude, man? Fucking dude, man. That white guy they took off the plane on Delta because he was one of the people that stormed the fucking Capitol. They go, "You won't let me on the plane. They say I'm a fucking terrorist." You are. You are a fucking terrorist. You fucking stormed the Capitol. There was a cop beaten to death. People fucking died. I mean, what? I don't know. If you watched 60 Minutes last night and they broke down, because I've yet to watch it because it was so fucking disgusting. I couldn't even watch the fucking thing. All the shit that was going on that goddamn thing. And I have a question for all these people out there. There's this weird combination. There's a weird thing that people are just sort of cherry picking what they choose to believe. And I run into these fucking people that just don't want to wear a mask. And they got all these fucking conspiracies about what the government's doing with, the vaccine, the banker. They all this conspiracy theory against the government, and they don't trust the government when it comes to this shit. Yet they're all like, support the troops and blah, 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 blah. And so it's like, okay, so you don't support them giving you a vaccine, but you support our foreign policy. You're supporting where they send the troops. Because that's a confusion I always had with support the troops. It's like, well, obviously I support the home team. They're defending me. But just because of that doesn't mean I can't question where they're sending the troops, right? Am I allowed to do that? It's like I support the Cleveland Browns yesterday. I do not support the fact that they didn't run the ball in the first half as much as they should have. Doesn't mean I wasn't rooting for the Browns. Right? Don't support the Browns. I'm just bringing up a question. And I have a lot of questions with why the fuck we're still over there putting the troops that I support in harm's fucking way. All right? If you've ever had the opportunity to drive a fucking Tesla, it has made the gas combustion engine completely obsolete. And not only that, which is a good thing because we get all that oil from over there, we would buy less oil. And I would think that we have enough oil to run machines and all the other shit that we need. And we could get the fuck out of there. And I honestly believe the second we pulled out, it would be like when Russia pulled out of Europe. When Russia pulled out of Europe, it wasn't like all of Eastern Europe unified and then tried to take part of Russia. They didn't. They went back to their fights that they were fighting before the Russians were there. So I believe if we pulled out of the Middle East, they've been fighting for thousands of fucking years. As much as we've been there for 20 years, that is literally a blip on the fucking radar to them. They would go back to their old fucking fights. So I don't know. I support the troops. I support bringing them fucking home and keeping them safe so they don't have to fucking have any more experiences like that fucking first email that I got. Okay? And just because I say it that way, if you don't agree with me, doesn't mean you have to get angry and scream and yell at me. You can just make your point. Well, Bill, I believe, 9/11, blah, 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 blah. I can listen to that and I'll be open-minded. And you can easily sway me back. But for the love of God, with the fucking screaming and yelling that's going on right now, and this is coming from me. Self-induced ED from jerking it too much. Oh, yeah. All right. Self-induced ED from jerking it too much. Oh, what, from watching like porn or something? Hey, Bill Buzzkill. I'm a 22-year-old guy whose dick doesn't work. No, it isn't. You can come back. Come on, you can make it come back. To keep things short, oh, no pun intended. I've been single for a good chunk of my life. It wasn't for lack of trying. I'm just not very good with the ladies. This, in turn, led me to jerking off to satiate my more primal desires. I've been jerking it since I was 14, about 8 years, and never saw any problem with it. Flash forward to about a year ago, I met the most beautiful girl, and we hit it off right away. She and I started dating soon after, and I've been dating for about a year now. The sex is great, but I've started to notice I don't have much sensitivity below the belt anymore. I did some research, and I apparently gave myself ED from jerking it too much. Well, I thought that means your dick doesn't go up. The easiest solution is to stop, but after 8 years of jerking it, it's kind of like asking a dog to stop licking its nuts. I want to stop because I want to be a better boyfriend for my girl, and I want her to know that I can get rid of this, but I've tried multiple times and it failed each time. Do you have any surefire ways to quit vices you were addicted to? I'd love to hear them. Hope you and your family are doing well in these unusual times. I wish I got to see you when you came to Texas, but was in university at the time. Maybe next time. Thanks for all the laughs and go fuck yourself. Yeah, you know what I would do? Just go talk to a therapist. He'll get you right out of that. He or she, whoever you go to, will get you right the fuck out of that. That's not a big deal, and that's so common. I went through a period, I watched so much porn that the only way I could bust a nut was through jerking off. So then I just had to not do it for a couple weeks, and then I was fine again with my girlfriend at the time. So that happens. That's why you got to watch out for porno, dude. That shit is like, and then also like you just start going down these fucking rabbit holes. Like everybody, like I remember back in the day, back in the VHS days of porno, right? You get a fucking porno tape, and there was always something in there where you're like, oh my God, that is amazing. Like, that's what I'm jerking off to. And then there'd be something on the tape like, oh my God, that's too far. That's disgusting. If you kept the tape long enough and watched it long enough, then that thing that used to get you off didn't get you off. And then you had to go to the next fucking level. So I think there's going to be a bunch of fucking studies that are going to become way more mainstream about how bad porno is. Not to mention the people that are in it. I don't want to take away anybody's livelihood, but there's been documentaries about what has happened to people, both male and female, what happened to them as kids that makes them go into that industry. So the whole thing is just, it's just not something good. I'm just assuming that you're jerking off to fucking porn, but I would, what I would do? I would openly discuss it with your girlfriend and just tell her 100% and just say, listen, I need to get help because I love you and I want to get through this. And just get it all out on the table. Now that it's all out on the table, women fucking love helping the guy out that they're with. They're really great when it comes to that shit. You just got to tell them what's going on. What they hate is when you fucking get all moody and because you're holding your shit in. Just tell her what's up. Go get a therapist. Fucking work it out. I would literally tell her, say, listen, I'm trying to stop jerking off. I can't. I need help. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're not the only person that's had that fucking problem. So you'll be fine. All right. Girlfriend turned stalker. You'll be fine. Just get help. Reach out to the people around you. Okay. Girlfriend turned stalker. Hi, Bill. My ex-girlfriend has a personality disorder and ran out of her meds while in another country during COVID. Borders were closed. It was a small town in Peru, and she should. Sorry, dude. I gotta reread this because I've been in this situation long time ago. All right. My girlfriend has a personality disorder and ran out of her meds while in another country during COVID. Borders were closed. It was a small. Oh my God. It was a small town in Peru, and she couldn't get access to what she needed to keep her stable. To feel better, she's been abusing street drugs. Oh no, and drugs she could get from the local vegetarian, like ketamine. The fuck is that? A common animal tranquilizer? Oh, veterinarian. I'm an idiot. I'm like, vegetarian? What the fuck? Do vegetarians have drugs? Sorry, people. Veterinarian. Like ketamine. Common animal tranquilizer. Long story short, after she got back to the States, she began using other drugs, and I ended the relationship. She wants to still be together, to put it mildly. Since then, I have gotten at least 20 calls a day from her. I've tried several different strategies. I've tried to be her friend. That doesn't work with stalkers. I tried to say if she works on herself, we can reassess things in a year. That was a mistake. Yeah, you're giving her hope. I tried to say, don't ever call me again, and I want nothing to do with you. I blocked her number. That works. And she gets an app and calls me from proxy numbers with area codes from where she knows I lived. Dude, you have to stop answering your phone unless it's somebody you recognize. Trying to insinuate herself back in my life. I think you mean insert herself back into her life. I block a number and she has another in 2 minutes. It is infinite. At this point, why don't you change your number? At this point, I'm absolutely ghosting her, and she still calls at least 10 times a day on blocked numbers, which are impossible to block at this point based on my Google search wisdom. I'm at an impasse. I want to to be compassionate for this human being. Dude, this is above your pay grade. This person needs professional help, but I don't want it to affect my daughter. Have you ever had a person like this in your life? What would you do? This is what I would do. I would get a new phone number. This is tough, dude. I would get professional help, because if you get a new phone number, does that mean that she then will show up to your house? Does she know where you live? If you have the funds, which I know is difficult during these times, I would move, and then I would get a new fucking phone number, if you can pull off both of those. In the meantime, I just wouldn't answer my phone unless it comes in as something that you recognize. And if it's important enough, somebody will leave a message. I would talk to a cop. I would talk to people that know way more than some jerk off doing a podcast what you do, because at least this doesn't seem like she's done anything violent, but that's what I would be worried about for you, and especially your daughter. So, I don't know. With my situation, I just had to change my number and do all of that shit. I'm not going to get into that stuff. That's scary shit. All right. Sergio Leone movies. Dear Billy the Squid. Is that because squids are red? Or are you just saying I'm ugly? I don't even know. Anyway, Billy the Squid. I got to wrap this up soon here. Dear Billy the Squid, did you know that Once Upon a Time in the West was a big influence on Breaking Bad? No, I did not. Vince Gilligan and the other writers were huge fans of it. You can see the influence in all the wide shots out in the desert. There is even a reference to the squeaky windmill in one episode when Mike collects money in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that's so cool. Sergio Leone only directed 7 movies. He's best known for the Dollars trilogy with Clint Eastwood, but I would also recommend A Fistful of Dynamite, a.k.a. Duck You Sucker, with Rod Steiger and James Coburn. I'm all over that. I'm watching that tonight. His last film was Once Upon a Time in America. I've seen that with Robert De Niro, James Wood, Joe Pesci, and Jennifer Connelly in her first role. He spent over 10 years trying to get it made and turned down an offer to direct The Godfather so he could make it. It's about an old Jewish New York gangster looking back with regret on his criminal youth. If you watch it, make sure you get the 251-minute extended director's cut, which Martin Scorsese helped to restore. Wow, okay. I know it's long, but it has an intermission built in so you could watch it over 2 nights. It might be on iTunes. I saw it on Blu-ray, but I don't think you have a player. The 139-minute cut that the originally came out butchered the film. Yeah, because I didn't want to say it. I didn't enjoy that film. Didn't even make sense and got bad reviews, so make sure you don't watch that version. Okay, cool. It's only years later when the longer version came out that it became appreciated as a masterpiece. There is also a 229-minute one, but the 251 version is the closest to his true vision. It's tragic, horrifying, and masterfully directed with the great Ennio Morricone score. There are a lot of great classic films that aren't streaming anywhere and are only available on DVD or Blu-ray, so it might be a bit harder to find obscure stuff on YouTube. I bet the Criterion Channel has it. Anyways, thanks and go fuck yourself. Hey, thanks for the recommendation. That's great. All right, last thing here. Overrated, underrated. Marrying a gamer. Hey there, old Billy Goats Gruff. Your comment on the 111 podcast inspired me to write in about this. I love that my wife and I share gaming as a hobby. I know people say you should have separate interests, but getting to spend an hour or 2 a day, every day, gaming with my wife is a fantastic experience. I got to tell you something. That sounds fun as hell. I'd have a lot of fun playing video games with my wife, but I don't know if we have the time. We're in our 30s, have no kids or plan to have kids. I had a vasectomy and she had a bilateral salpingectomy. I don't know what the fuck that is, a.k.a. her fallopian tubes removed. All right, well, I'd say you solved that problem. We have the money and time to devote to a hobby that brings us closer together. The biggest arguments we have are when she can't follow my fucking directions when we're traveling the map on a quest. Best to you and Nia and your kids. Well, there you go. You guys sound like a fun couple. Well, enjoy your video games. Overbaked birthday cake tip. Aloha Billy Bolo Head. Hawaiian pidgin word for bald head. Oh, cool. Aloha Billy Bolo Head. Okay. I used to do gigs in Hawaii before this bullshit happened. I'll listen for that. Hey, you fucking mahala, you bolo head. Is that what you say? I was listening to your podcast on January 21st, 2021, in regard to your overbaking your daughter's birthday cake. Yeah, what I should have done when they said it was like whatever, 30 to 35 minutes. I should have come in there at 25 is what I should have done and checked it, but I didn't. I was fighting off a cold. All right. I am a professional baker and pastry cook from Hawaii with 13 years experience. Oh, please give me your sage advice. If you've ever accidentally overbaked a cake in the future, you can always cut the cake in half horizontally with a serrated bread knife and apply and soak simple syrup on the tops of each to moisten it before you ice it. No way. You can watch video tutorials on how to do it. If you really enjoy baking, I highly recommend the book, The Art of French Pastry. I'm in. Anyway, mahalo. Mahala? Is that how you say it? Mahala. Or is it mahalo? Mahala. Get low, mahalo. For the laughs, and I can't wait for next season of F is for Family. Aloha to you and your family. Wasn't that nice of you? Susie, the pastry chef. I'm going to check that out. Who would have thought? Simple syrup. All right. Emotional boyfriend. Or am I a bitch? I love when the ladies write in. Dear Billy Bagpipes. I love the bagpipes. I know a lot of people hate them. I love the bagpipes. I don't like how they get treated like a kazoo. Or is a bagpipe just a difficult kazoo? I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now, and it's going pretty good. I don't know how you talk, so maybe that's just how you talk, but that's kind of funny. If you're with somebody for 2 years and it's going pretty good, don't you want it to be going great? I think it was going to go great. It would have been gone great by now. Anyways, maybe just how you talk. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We have the same hobbies: humor, goals, communication. And interest. The problem is, however, is our emotional communication, meaning he's a complete Nancy boy that makes me some sort of a G.I. Jane, I guess. Oh, and that makes me some sort of a G.I. Jane, I guess. Although I don't know you personally, I feel we communicate similarly. I talk a lot of shit, say fuck you casually, tell it like I see it. Oh, Jesus. No matter somebody's feelings. Whenever somebody says I say how it is, I always think like, all right, that means you're being an asshole. I tell it how it is. That's how racists like to say that. All right, I know what you're saying, though. Okay, I tell it like it is, no matter someone's feelings. Was taught crying is a signal for weakness. He cries all the time, constantly, over-explains his thought, is happy-go-lucky even at 6 a.m., and is the type to wake me up whispering how beautiful I am. I have to choke back my laughter when that last one happens. Jesus Christ. Okay, I love him dearly, but the majority... Oh, so you actually... It's going great, but you're so walled off emotionally. Earlier you said it's going pretty good. All right, I'm starting to understand you. I love him dearly, but the majority of our fights stems from my attitude, in quotes, not taking any responsibility for that, okay? My attitude, and it becomes unbearable for us both. I personally like my coldness because I feel it's made me a stronger woman and has led me not to victimize myself. I would be a liar if I didn't admit that I would like to tap into my emotional side a bit more. I've even shown him clips of you and Nia talking, saying, see, she doesn't get mad at him for... I've even shown him clips of you and Nia talking, saying, see, she doesn't get mad at him for having an attitude. And he replies with, yeah, well, he's actually funny. I'm not a seasoned comedian, and my tone isn't paired with the silly Boston accent, so I'm shit out of luck. Well, I would think the fact that you say Nancy boy, you probably got some good English accent going on. Sometimes I feel like I should go and find someone who understands my tones better, and therefore I wouldn't have to try anymore. Exactly. Sometimes you get sick and you don't want to you get sick of it, you don't want to be challenged. But then again, I've dated guys more similar to me, and it was boring not having the challenge of seeing someone so different. Have you ever had this same dilemma, and do you have any advice on either being more soft or at least delivering your harsh words in a charming way? Compliments, compliments, compliments. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, I've been where you're at. I'm a little further down your road. Listen. I think you love this guy. You're not going to leave this guy. And he's just, when you're in a really good relationship, the other person is going to challenge you. So I think that the fact that he wakes up and tells you how beautiful you are, the fact that you're laughing, I get it because you're like, we talk about it, I got morning breath, my hair's all over the place, and you want to laugh. I think wanting to laugh in moments like that, speaking personally, is part of your childhood, your fucked up childhood that made you the person that you are. And I've said the exact same thing. If I didn't have the childhood that I had, I don't think I would be able to, handle the bullshit on the job that I picked, which is just a job. This is the job I picked. It's a fucking job. You show up on time, you do your fucking job, you get paid, you say thank you, and you leave. That's what it is. Anything else is just a fucking, it's bullshit. So being the way you are can really help you. Yeah, when you go out into the world, because it is a cold place. But the thing is when you come home, you got to shut that off. Because I remember way back in the day when the cellar was the cellar and the table was the table, my wife could tell when I went to the cellar and when I didn't. I'd come home and I was so on busting balls mode. I'd come home and I needed to leave that at the door. So what you need to do is you need to come his way. All right? So I would work on coming his way and then talk to him about fucking crying at the drop of the hat, because you don't need that either. I mean, that's not really reassuring as a woman that, if some guy comes through the front fucking door, he's at least going to fucking grab some sort of blunt object and give it a shot. You don't want him screaming louder than you. But I would say that you're with this person. This person is going to make you a better person if your life works out the way mine did. And I love my wife, and she's funny as fucking hell and can bust chops with the best of them. But she always lets me know when I go too far, and then I legit feel bad. So I don't know if you're there yet. I mean, it took me, oh my God, from like fucking my teenage years to being about 35 before anybody telling me what they needed from me emotionally didn't immediately gross me out or make me have to fight back laughing. I mean, I used to have this thing when people would cry talking to me, like I would burst out laughing. I still to this day, I watch movies and I laugh in the wrong parts. And that's just part of, I don't know, whatever the fuck happened to me. So I think you got a great guy, and I think you got a great guy. So I would come his way, but he needs to cry less. All right? I can say that without even knowing him. All right? Okay. But you also have to accept him for who he is, all right? If he's going to fucking cry, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Talking all this emotional stuff's making me uncomfortable. All right, long-winded girlfriend. Hi, Mr. Beautiful Burr. All right, so everybody's talking about their significant others this week, it seems, except for the wonderful lady that taught me about the cake. Thank you so much. Me and my girlfriend have been dating almost 5 years. We live together, have a great dog together. We used to go to concerts before the pandemic and have the most fun and explore consciousness together. Ah, okay. Elevated way of saying take hallucinogens, of course. My only issue is she tells the longest, most uninteresting stories with 5 million tangents and unimportant side characters. All right. Well, yeah, that can happen. So I would say my next question would be, well, how many stories does she tell a day? Anyways, I'm not only expected to listen to these 30-minute soliloquies, but follow every plot point and then respond at the very end. I often don't know what to say at the end of a story because they take so long and involve so many topics that I get lost and uninterested. She then always tells me I have conversation issues and I'm not good at holding them. Conversation issues? Is that even a thing? I figured she just would have thrown out the hacky ADD. My question is this something that will happen in all relationships? No, you're just dating someone that doesn't know how to tell a story. How do I approach this? But that's weird that you would say this. Does this happen in all relationships? I mean, I can tell you this. If you're going to break up with somebody because they can't tell a fucking story, then I don't think you ever loved them. You know? My wife tells a great story, but if she's telling a bad one, I just start heckling. I'll just be like, stay on target. Not important information. This is what I would do if I was you. I would say, listen, I know that when you tell a story, I don't listen, and I know that bothers you. Okay? My problem is your stories are really long and you just say a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be in there. You give me the director's cut. Okay? The 256-minute Once Upon a Time in America. All right? Like you guys suggested I watch last week, which I'm still trying to find where I can watch that. So what I would do is say, okay, you're going to help me become a better listener. Are you going to do that for me? Oh, that's what I would say. That's how you go into it. You just say, okay, listen, if you help me with something, I'll help you with something, right? And then you just say, listen, can you help me become a better listener? Because I really want to be a better listener when you're telling your stories, okay? Because I know how much that bothers you. Can you help me with that? And she's a woman, and they're giving, so she'll be, unless you got somebody ice cold, she's going to be like, absolutely. I'm so happy you asked me that. And then say, great. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you tell a better story. At that point, she's going to get mad. And just, we're both going to have little flags. I have a red one, you have a blue one, just like politics. All right? When you feel I'm not paying attention, you wave your flag. And when I feel you're going off the rails with your story, I'll wave my little flag. Okay? And I think what you're going to find is you're going to be waving your flag right after I start waving mine. You're going to start to learn where you lose the listener. She's not going to go for this shit. I'm just trying to be funny. Anyways, he says, my question is, this is something that happens in all relationships. How do I approach this? Every time I try to explain to her to simply try and make the stories more concise so I can respond to her point, she gets upset. Yeah, see, you're not going to learn anything. See, a lot of broads, they can't take it. They cannot. See, the thing about women, as much as they're all out there, especially the white women, are out there acting like, they exist in some slave labor fucking universe. The reality is most of them are so fucking coddled that by the time you get into a relationship with them, they can't even handle the slightest of criticism. Not even the slightest. And then they'll, so what you're saying is I'm fucking, It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. And the big thing is when they do that, you don't get drawn into a fight. You got to maintain your cool and just be like, listen, you give me pointers. You try to help me be a better person. I'm just trying to help you be a better person. Now, what would happen if every time you did that to me, I just got mad? I would not grow as a person. I'm doing right now what I'm supposed to do in this relationship. We're supposed to help each other become better people. Okay? And if I'm the only one listening to you, then what you're saying is that you're this complete person, or you're just so much better than me that you don't need to listen to any of my critiques. Then what the fuck are you doing with me? What are you, slumming it? I'd try one of the two of those. The flag thing would be, my wife would find that funny. I don't know what yours is like. And he goes, I don't want to end the relationship due to this silly issue. Sorry, I'm yawning here. But I'm also at my wit's end. Any advice would be so helpful. My best to your whole family and thanks. Yeah. I do have to tell you, man, like, how many fucking stories is she telling and how bad are the stories that you're actually considering leaving? She just tells one bad story a fucking week and it's long as shit and that's you making you think I got to get the fuck out of here. I would get the fuck out of there. Okay, but she's telling one every day and it's becoming a fight, or even every other day. Then I guess I get it. Anyway, all right. Oh, speaking of flags, girlfriend and red flags. Dear ballsack looking ass, and hopefully the lovely Nia. I'm a 24-year-old from the land of wheat, beer, and fat girls. Good old Kansas. The Jayhawks. That's my college basketball team. I've been dating my girlfriend now for about 7 months with no problems whatsoever. And have talked about moving in. Why am I yawning? About moving her into my house when she is done with schooling come summertime. She's a year younger than me and almost done with school, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, there's been no red flags in the relationship until recently. Oh, Jesus, he writes. She has recently mentioned in a joking manner, we all know it ain't joking, that she would like to get her boobs done. No red flag there, right? No, I mean, I think the Kardashians have made that shit so fucking mainstream. Anyway, well, a few weeks go by and she mentions wanting to get a nose job along with lip injections and Botox in her forehead. Okay, yeah, see ya. Bye-bye. I was taken by surprise by the amount of insecurity she truly holds in herself, which is something she has been open about before. This is a major turnoff to me and seems to be her trying to chase temporary happiness. She's a very attractive lady already in most people's eyes. All right, you need to tell her that she's attractive and lead off the in most people's eyes. I would. Then he says, so here's my problem, ball sack looking ass. Now, wait a minute. Are you the one giving her this complex? This is the second time you said I look like a fucking ball bag. I'm ready to get Botox halfway through this goddamn question. I would suggest to her, I would just, listen, I would say, I would talk to somebody first for a long time. You're still young and you're still beautiful. That's not even still a bad thing to say to something like that. You're young and beautiful. I don't know what's going on with you. You need to talk to somebody before, you start making, this is like you're getting a tattoo on your face. That's what plastic surgery is. It's a fucking tattoo on your face. Your eyebrows are going to be that way forever. Your lips are going to be that way forever. I don't know. Well, a few weeks go by, and she mentions wanting to get it. Okay, she already says this. A nose job, blah, 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 blah. So here's my problem. Ball sack looking ass. In my eyes, she will never be happy, and there will always be something that isn't good enough for her, and it will drain me in the long run. I know this seems, ladies, like he's being ice cold, but this is how you need to be in a relationship. You got to really weigh what you're into. I mean, what you're in for, because these fucking things are hard. All right, and I think it's pretty fucking weird if you married someone, and by your 15th anniversary, people looking at your wedding photos, going like, "I didn't know you were married before." No, that's the same woman. Anyway, she doesn't seem to think it's a big deal about getting all of this, and would make her feel better about herself. So what's the issue? Should I let her do what she wants with her body and not worry about it? Or is this a real concern for me to get out now? Give me your thoughts, and hopefully we can hear from the lovely Nia as well. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I would get out now. Just the way this whole thing is written. I don't feel like you love this person. I think, I don't think you're 24, you're young. I mean, you know what? That should freak you out at 24 that someone wants to change their fucking face. You're young. Get the fuck out. Just get out. I would get out. That's exactly what I would do. I would get the fuck out. And if you're going to stay in, I would tell her to go talk to somebody for at least a year in therapy to figure out why, when she looks in the mirror, she sees whatever she's seeing. But her issues are not your responsibility. And your issues are not her responsibility. When you guys get in relationships, your issues are what's going to come to the forefront. And it's what you're going to have to deal with. And that's where the love has to come in. Because if the love isn't there, it's not going to make it. And just the way you've written this fucking thing, I just feel like it's not there. I could be wrong. If it is there, what I would suggest, and you're going to stay in this, I would suggest that this person finds out why I'm guessing she's around your age, right? A year younger than you. I'm 24, been dating a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's say she's your age, 24. I mean, you shouldn't be getting plastic surgery at 24. What are you doing? You're in the prime of your life. You should be, this is the beginning part where you learn, you're undoing all of your childhood and learning to accept yourself as an adult and see what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and have a sense of humor about your weaknesses. You work on them, and then you go to your strengths and find somebody fun to share your life with. That's what you should be doing. I really don't see... it's really why, I don't know, the cultural effect of that Kardashian show. Where you got, like, some of them are like models, and it's like you're a model. You're making a living by being beautiful, and you're already getting work done before you're 25. That's a hell of a fucking statement. That's crazy. I don't know. It's fucking nuts. Anyway, that's just my opinion. What the fuck do I know? All right, major girlfriend, red flags. Okay, this is what I just read, right? 20 years. Is this just like all red flags? Oh, another red flag here. Major girlfriend red flags drama. All right, this is the red flag fucking podcast. The challenge, people throwing the challenge. That's what we're going to call it from now on. I'm in the relationship with this guy, this woman, whatever. And I'm feeling like I got to throw the challenge flag here. All right. Hey, Billy, bust inside. Bust inside? Is that because I'm a dad twice? Is that what it is? I have a situation on my hands and would like some advice from you. So I am 20 years old and have been with my girlfriend now for about 4 months, but we've known each other for about a year, ever since starting to date her. I have dealt with nonstop drama, and it's getting to the point I'm seriously considering ending this. Wait, ever since I started dating, I've dealt with nonstop drama. Yeah, these are easy. Get out of this. You're 20 years old. Run free, young man. And don't get into another relationship immediately. Sit down and process and be single and figure out what the fuck that was and how you stepped on that landmine so you don't do it again. Anyway, he goes, this all started when about a month ago we started dating. She told me she was going to get flown out by this dude to celebrate his birthday. What is she, a call girl? I immediately told her that's not happening and freaked out. She told me he's already booked the ticket for her and that he's just a friend. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, go listen to Biz Marquee for this. You don't need me. And also, even if he wanted to have sex, he couldn't because of his religion, which I immediately called bullshit on. He's a guy and has a dick. All right, good man. You're wise beyond your years. Good for you. I told her if anyone is flying her anywhere, it's me. She then apologized and said I was right and it wouldn't happen again. Bullshit. She also has basically only all guy friends. Dude, get the fuck out of this thing. And they're all super shifty, saying stuff like, when are we going to date? And I want to fuck you. I don't care if you have a boyfriend. Yeah, what are you doing, buddy? You're 20. This happens. I have talked to her over and over about this, that I don't appreciate that the other guys talk to her like this, and she does nothing about it but play it off like it's some sort of joke, but nothing ever changes. She never cuts them off. Yeah, dude. If she hasn't already fucked all of those guys, just get out now before you leave with an STD. The last straw came tonight when she told me that one of the guys said he's going to fly her, show her up, and show up and fuck her. When she told me this, I completely lost my shit. Yeah, dude, she's playing you. And meshes the guy only for him to say, I'll fly you and your girlfriend out. Then we'll kick your ass and double team your girl. Then I'll kick your ass and double team your girlfriend. I completely lost my cool with the guys, and my girlfriend for putting up with this shit, putting me in a situation where I have to deal with this. Yeah, dude, this chick is just fucking ridiculous. There's tons of other red flags. Dude, that's the biggest. The fact that she's doing this to you, she's a garbage human being. I won't even say garbage at this point. She's just super young, and maybe she needs some fucking therapy. If she was in her 30s, she's a garbage human being. Anyway, come on, Ed. You need to go back to the house and get keys. All right, hang on a second. Oh, it's the lovely Mia, everybody. Hang on. No, I was going to make you walk back. I'm in the middle of answering one of the easiest questions ever. This guy's in a relationship.
Are you a jerk? Yes.
Yes, I am a jerk. No, this guy's in a relationship with this chick, and she has all these guys like texting her all the time saying, I want to fuck you. I don't care if you have a boyfriend. I'll fly you out. And then she shows him to him.
Oh, shit. Bye.
Yes. Oh, shit, bye. Did you hear that? Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, can't do that.
We're long distance, so maybe this is why we're long distance relationships. So maybe this is why some of these problems occur. I'm not sure. I do love this girl, and I just am starting to think this isn't worth the drama and hassle anymore. Would love some advice what you would do in my shoes. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. He's 20 years old. Dude, this is the easiest ever kick it to the curb. What say you, Nia?
Yeah, I think so. Is this one of these, well, this is why you need to move to my city, because if you don't, there's all these guys here. Like, is that what this is about? Is this some kind of manipulation thing, or is this just to make you jealous? Is this to sort of keep you on your toes? Either way, it's a mess.
Well, if you have to ask any of those questions, It's time to leave.
Definitely. Are you almost done?
Yes, I am almost done. You know, I got in some good ones on you last week.
Yeah, I know. You know, people tweet me and tell me that, like, you're talking shit about me. Like, I can't believe what Bill said. I can't wait for Nia's response. And you know what? That's not fair because I don't even have a chance to defend myself. You just come on here, you talk shit. I'm a part of the podcast sometimes. You know what I mean? And you're not even going to give me the opportunity to, like, be a part of the discussion. You're just going to talk shit about me.
Maybe this is how I get you on the podcast now. I talk shit.
You could just ask me.
Well, you're always busy with the kids. I know if I talk shit, you think I don't know these fucking rats are gonna fucking tech tweet you?
Oh, they rat you out.
Of course they are. And here you are. And here you are on the podcast. You fucking walked right into the trap.
So what did you say about me?
I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember what we were arguing about.
Let's try to remember.
No, you have a better memory than me. What was it? Because I think I was right too.
Boxes or something stupid?
Oh, when I became box boy.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Box boy.
Yeah, defend yourself.
Against what exactly?
You are a box open.
Stick that microphone in my face and defend yourself like you're some sort of gotcha reporter on the street. Is there any truth to the rumors that you wouldn't cut up boxes, forcing your husband, Hollywood golden boy Bill Burr, to cut them up and throw them away for you? The fuck is this? Yeah, you gotta cut up some boxes sometimes. I have other shit that I'm doing.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yes, I do, and I don't always get to that.
And what? I don't have other shit?
Sue me. Sue me.
I don't have other shit that I'm doing?
We both have shit that we're doing. I just don't.
I have shit that I'm doing, and when I open a box, I fucking cut it up.
I just don't think that it's productive to pick at each other about the petty things. Okay? I think this is a petty thing.
So my things are petty.
You're trying to make me out to be like some sort of inconsiderate person, and I don't appreciate it.
Did you say meow or me out?
Meow.
Yeah, I was getting sassy.
Me out to be some type like this, some sort of attack on my character by going on and on about the boxes.
This is an election year.
Huh?
Or it was. I'll attack your character all I want.
Well,
you know what, Nia? It's not that you don't cut up the boxes. It's the way you just fucking throw them, or stash them.
I don't like open a box and just throw it across the floor.
That's what it looks like when I walk in there. Like, you handle this shit.
Well, it's not that. And you're such a fucking, everything that anyone does is automatically against you. You take shit way too personal. Like, I'm just expecting you to take care of it.
Wait a minute. Everything that everyone does? You're the dudes. You're the only one I'm talking to. Stop trying to drag invisible people into this shit.
You're sitting here trying to make it seem like I'm trying to get you, you just take care of it. You're the box boy. When it's like I'm just being careless in the moment because I'm trying to, all right, let me open this shit. It's usually for the kids. Let me put it away.
Careless in the moment means most of the times you cut up the boxes. You don't cut up boxes.
I do, and you can ask my mother who watches me cut them up all the time.
Lies, yeah.
Ask her tomorrow and see what she says about me cutting up boxes. Ask her.
Okay. Why are you acting like you're scaring me?
I'm not. I'm just telling you what it is, and you need to stop taking the shit so personally, like I'm trying to come after you or make you my servant. You always do that. Anytime I ask you to do something, anytime you have to step in and do something, you're like, why do I always have to do it?
That is a big heaping pile of bullshit.
No, it isn't. Because you're like, I'm errand boy. I'm box boy. What do I work for you? It's just like everything is.
Yeah, after 900 fucking days, and you keep going like, oh, I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it.
You need to go on the road, because
I need to go on the road. You took it to there.
Yes,
you fucking love me, you asshole. And you're the only fucking broad out there that I cut up your fucking goddamn trash.
We've been around each other too much. This pandemic is getting to us, baby.
That's bullshit.
You really think I'm like treating you like errand boy just because I don't cut up boxes?
No, the way I have a temper, I have to learn to accept the fact that when you make a sandwich. You're so focused on making the fucking sandwich that I'm going to walk out there 2 hours later after you did, and the mayonnaise jar is going to be open with the top off. The ketchup's going to be over there. There's going to be a bunch of crumbs. It looks like a fucking 8-year-old made it.
You are totally.
I am not.
Let's talk about the fact how many glasses of water are around the house at any given time? How many half-cut lemons?
Hey, watch this. Watch this.
No, you don't interrupt me now. How many half-cut lemons and half-cut tomatoes are just littered on the fucking countertop? How many hoodies and hats are strewn about all over the house? I don't say anything because it's not that big a fucking deal, okay?
All right, now watch this.
A whole federal case out
watch
of it,
this.
And then you want.
Shut up!
not watching anything.
Listen to me.
You have the
Oh,
nerve
my
to
God.
Go on your goddamn podcast and trash me? Those people love me that listen to this podcast. They would never turn against me, okay?
Wait a minute. Okay, watch this. That shit about the glasses, you're 100% right. I need to work on that. And I'm going to do better with the lemons and the tomatoes. Same thing with my hoodies. Why is it so fucking hard for you to do that?
All right, fine. You're right about that.
Fellas, that is the way it's done.
I will do better.
People, say it again.
I will do better. And
Thank
it's so
you.
funny. You know what's actually I really have to admit to though, and it's gonna make my whole argument, my whole craziness just really seem like I'm nuts. But after that last argument we had about boxes, I started to walk upstairs and I saw a box that I had just left on the chair after I opened something, and I was like, God damn it.
Nia, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I just want an attempt. That's all. I'm a mess. Okay, I know. I'm a fucking pain in the ass to live with. Just every once in a while, if you could just fucking acknowledge one of my fucking complaints without dragging up everything else that I've done for the last 2 fucking decades you've been with me. If you could just do that. If we could just remain in the moment. That's all.
All right, fine.
There you go.
Okay, great.
See? We're friends.
We're good.
See, people, that's how you have a productive argument. At some point, you got to yell, shut up.
I appreciate that.
Oh, come on. It was funny. It was an off the mic yelling doesn't count.